IVM.
Welcome to Absolutely Right. I'm your host Aditi Surana. Last week on our episode number 46, we spoke about forgiveness. I knew it was an active topic, but I didn't expect that discussion to open floodgates. We have received numerous questions around revenge, trust issues, and today's topic, apologizing. Today in this short episode, let's talk about why don't we apologize? Even if somehow we manage to say these difficult magic words, I am sorry, why doesn't it solve the problem? And what are the do's and don'ts of apologizing correctly? If you're new here, let me fill you in. Absolutely Right Friday episodes are designed to create an actionable change. With every episode, we create a worksheet, or as we call it, Friday Fun Sheet, for you to commit to growth and take actions. This is a PDF document that you can download from my website, aditisurana.com/podcast. So first question, why don't we apologize? We all know when we do not apologize, we are looked at as rude, arrogant, egoistic, or even irresponsible. The term for that is a non-apologist. I didn't know there was a term like that. However, the psychological ramifications of not being able to say I'm sorry run far deeper. The roots of your current reactions and behavior can be found in your early childhood. What happened when you made mistakes as a child? Were you punished? Were you encouraged to make mistakes to learn things better? Or were you forgiven? How were you treated? What was expected out of you after that? Did you do anything to make amends and genuinely change your behavior? Or did you say, I'm sorry, just to get the person off your back? We all know saying sorry puts us in a vulnerable position. It is that moment when we give away our most important power, the power to be right, or the power to be in control. We all love that. For some of us, apologizing might have meant accepting defeat, losing face, being accused or punished, being humiliated or teased for a very, very long time. For others, it could have meant being forgiven, moving on, making mistakes as part of the game. We may fear that lowering our guards, even slightly, will guarantee even deeper hurt. If we look at our past experiences, most of us have never learned how to apologize in a correct manner. Even if we somehow manage to say these magic words, I am sorry, we have not seen much magic there. The situation has not changed. We still had to deal with the consequences and we had no clue how to go about it. The question is, what is the correct manner of saying I am sorry? I'm sorry to inform you, there is no correct way. You may use the best possible words and it would mean nothing to the other person. Saying sorry without genuinely feeling it only creates more trauma in the relationship. Uttering these magic words without changing anything in your behavior is completely meaningless. Some people say sorry to just harmonize the situation. They think they're helping the other person or their relationship by being a greater person. But as author Cheryl Richardson said, if you avoid conflict to keep the peace, you start a war inside yourself. You start resenting the person you unwillingly apologize to. And that is not necessarily helping your relationship. Let's look at some do's and don'ts of apologizing. Only when you're genuinely feeling so. I promise you that this is an effective framework that I'm presenting right now. And that is the reason it will not work if you try to fake apologize with it. Apologizing is a delicate skill. It is a matter of fixing the broken trust in your relationship. If done correctly, it can be incredibly therapeutic and empowering. And it can strengthen trust in your relationship for a very, very long time. So point number 1. You are at this point of apologizing because you have done something to hurt the other person. A person that you genuinely care for, personally, professionally, or even socially. So please take responsibility for your part of the damage. Point number 2. Be willing to deal with the consequences. When you apologize to someone, you cannot decide how they should behave. It is their choice. They can choose to forgive you or not. A friend of mine used to say this often. I said, I'm sorry, you should forgive me. It was such a transactional apology. I felt so pressured. I could neither forgive nor could trust that he wouldn't repeat the mistake. Point number 3. Do not add but to your apology. I learned this lesson from a best-selling author, Harriet Lerner. In her book, Why Don't We Apologize, she says, if you say I'm sorry I'm late, but I was really busy, you have spoiled your apology. It doesn't matter what you said after that but and how genuine and real your reasons were, you are taking the other person for granted. While apologizing, just stick to your part of the damage and give your reasons only if the other person asks you to. Point number 4. Add what would change if the same situation occurs again and do it. Say I'm sorry for not informing you. I'll make sure to inform you if I'm running late again. And make sure that you act on it. The other person can give you a benefit of doubt once or twice, but you can't fool people again and again. They may give up on you or stop respecting your word altogether. Point number 5. Do it for you. If you break something and never replace it as no one saw you breaking it, then you may win in the short run. But in the long run, you're teaching yourself a wrong lesson. Say sorry because it matters to you. And please do not apologize until you're ready. People, especially your loved ones, can see through you. Point number 6. Give the other person time to comprehend. I had this problem of over-checking on people. I felt so guilty for hurting the other person, I kept checking on them. Moments when your ability to read people goes against you completely. I annoyed people beyond belief. Though I thought I was being considerate and kind, I wasn't doing it for them. I was trying to control and decide how they should feel after I said sorry. Until one day, my mother brought this to my attention. A correct apology is heartfelt, authentic, and has 2 important parts. It expresses ways to deal with the damage in the moment, and it makes actionable promises to alter the cause in the future. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Absolutely Right. Please share this episode with someone who is struggling with this concept of apologizing. I'm keen to know what were your takeaways from this episode. So share your experience and send your questions to me on my Instagram handle at Aditi Surana. Next week, we will be completing 50 episodes of Absolutely Right. I am very grateful to all of you for being part of this journey. As promised, episode number 51 will be dedicated to you. Yes, to all our listeners. It is called Ask Me Anything. You can submit your handwriting sample and your pressing question on my website aditisurana.com/podcast. We will select 2-3 such questions and invite you as our guest on the show. If you like this podcast, then don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on IVM Network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Let's connect on Wednesday. Till then, happy writing!
I hope you enjoyed that show. So it's been a really fun week on the network. Please do definitely check out all the regular shows that you do. But in addition, let me give you a few recommendations. On Agla Station Adulthood, Ritasha and Ayushi talk siblings. Really fun episode. I think you'll enjoy that. Nishad Pai Vaidya is on Cyrus and they discuss cricket and a lot of different things around cricket. I think you'll enjoy that as well. Old friend Parmesh Shahani, he was on Absolutely Right. Definitely do check that out. Tamal Mills was on Edges and Sledges, another episode which I've heard really good things about. I haven't heard it yet. I need to listen to that soon. And guys, Uncle Please Sit, definitely listen to that. They've been killing it. This week they have Abby Phillips, he's a doctor talking about medical misinformation. Last week Paramita Vora was talking about sex education and who needs it. They've been really killing it. Definitely do check that out. And with that, hope to see you again next week.
Beta, did you know 79% of all scientists in NASA are Indian only?
देखो, इंडिया में टैक्स सिर्फ मिडिल क्लास भरती है. Everyone is just enjoying free यार.
आजकल के youngsters are only interested in partying and enjoying. उनको देश की पड़ी ही नहीं है.
बेटा तुम बस शादी कर लो, उसके बाद तो you can enjoy life like anything.
I will tell you what this country needs. This country needs 15 years of dictatorship. That is the only way to become a superpower. See the Chinese, how much they've progressed.
सुनो, तुमने ये WhatsApp forward देखा?
So what's common between all of these statements?
They're all absolutely rubbish.
Fake WhatsApp forwards that spread like wildfire.
And statements that defy any logic.
They are here to debunk them all.
Way of family WhatsApp groups, worst nightmare. Where what happens when you read a book.
Basically, we're just a bunch of guys who want to cut through the bullshit of everyone saying this, how it won't be true.
So that the next time someone confidently squeezes out some WhatsApp or Twitter BS, you can look them dead in the eye and go, Uncle, please sit.
So join me, Joel,
And me, Tushar.
every Mondays for a fresh new episode of Uncle, Please Sit.